Yeah. That's not a good way to start a video. What's good, guys? I am very sorry that I was not able to do that Q&A yesterday. I'll be completely honest with you. I had a really busy day. We rearranged our living room slash bedroom. I opened up that Ultra Beast Collection GX collection box. I also opened up that Copper Jar collection box. I opened up that Japanese pack. Played a couple of games. Spoke to a lot of people as well. So I had a really busy day yesterday, and I just really couldn't. I wasn't able to fit it in. But today we're gonna do it. And the good thing is, I put that poll up, and with that poll we had two overall decisions. I gave you guys 4 decisions of what you could have voted on, and you guys have asked for gaming history and my life. And so I'm trying to think of where I should start this at. So some of the questions I was asked was like, what was the first games console that I ever played? The first games console that I ever played was a Commodore 64. I'm quite lucky that I grew up, well, it's not lucky, but how I grew up, we didn't like have the brand new games console when it came out and stuff like that. If we got one, we got one. If we did it, we did it. But I went to a lot of people's houses when I was younger. I'm trying to remember who had the Commodore 64. I cannot remember. Was it Keaton? I can't remember. But someone around, like, basically this guy wasn't I won't say he weren't my friend. He was a friend of one of my friends. And back in the day in the 90s, things aren't like how they are now. Like, literally, we used to leave all of our doors unlocked. So, like, I used to live on one side of the street. We used to go over to the other side of the street, and this old Jamaican lady used to look after me sometimes. Then my friend's nan used to look after me at the end of the road. Then my mum's friends used to look after me. So a lot of the time I was going to a lot of people's different houses. And I remember this one day we went to, I'm not going to reveal the exact street, but like in the area I used to live in, I remember going, I think it was me, shout out to Jamal, shout out to Sanchez. I think we were about 5 or something like that. And we all went to this guy's house, and he had a Commodore 64. I remember playing that at length. And that's before I was a gamer. That's before I even really knew anything about gaming. And I was hooked. I thought it was absolutely amazing. After that, what did I then play? I played a lot of different consoles, but if we're going to take it back to the first console that I can say that I didn't even own, that I partially owned, was the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis was the first console I remember my mum buying. Virtual Fighter, I used to kill the hell out of that game. Sonic, that was my jam. There was a dinosaur game as well, and I can't remember the name of it. It's like an on-rail shooter. You got dinosaurs behind you, and you're just always shooting them, or they're to the side of you, or they're in front of you. That blew my mind. I still remember that Christmas, getting that Nintendo Genesis. I'm joking. Sega Genesis. Don't get mad. Getting the Sega Genesis. That was like one of the best feelings I remember. I remember getting that, and do you know what the problem was? When we got it, we only had one controller, and it was like me. My little sister was too young at the time to be able to play games console, so it was me and my 2 older sisters who would like always constantly be arguing over that. But it was a great console. Got some great memories on that. I still play Sega till today. And also Sega recently had a sale where you were able to get nights for free if you were a PC user, and they had like a load of other like retro Sega games that they had reduced to like a ridiculously low price because I think it was their anniversary. So that was like my very first games console that I ever remember playing and owning. So that's the first one I owned. It's not the first one I played, sorry. That's the first one that I partially owned. That's probably what began my love for fighting games, because I just played Virtual Fighter all the time. I'll never forget actually what my dad said to me. Big shout out to my dad. My mum and dad broke up when I was a kid, so I'm going to talk about life experiences and stuff as well. My mum and dad broke up when I was about 2, maybe 3 years old. So my dad lived in England, we lived in Wales, so I would see my dad I think every weekend or something. But anyways, when my dad came down one time and I was playing the Sega, and he was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, I'm just beating this guy on this game. And then my dad was just like, oh, I said to him, I was like, oh, he's just an old man, or he's not going to do anything. I remember, I think I was like 5 or 6 years old, And my dad was like, yeah, you better watch that old man. I was like, yeah, okay. And then literally this old man just did this roundhouse kick, kicked me up into the air, flipped me over, and I was just done. And then I remember my dad even said to me, like, don't judge a book by its cover. And that always stayed with me, you know, that always stayed with me. And that's a very fun gaming memory that I have. Another good gaming memory that I have, which is shout out to my boy Sanchez. That's like my oldest friend, one of my oldest friends. But anyways, shout out to his nan as well. She was a lovely woman, absolutely lovely woman. But Hilda used to used to look after me, obviously, and used to look after Sanchez being her grandson. When we used to go over, we used to play Batman and Robin. I think it was the Tim Burton one because it had all that dark sort of gothic art style. I remember we could never get past this level on the train because it was like all these clowns that used to jump on and throw these like shuriken stars. But I had so much fun playing that game. So much fun playing that game. Now, if you want to go really old school, I'm now going to tell you the first time I played an arcade machine. So if you're from Wales, you'll probably know when you're a kid and you're in school, you go to this place which is called Llangwannog, which is like Story Arms. I think that's like the English name for it. You go there, they teach you how to like. I don't even know what they taught us actually, because they didn't teach us a lot. But when you go there, basically, there's like all activities that you do. Like one of my fondest memories with that was, do you remember the life-size chessboards that you can have? My friend Jamal, I remember throwing. What was it? A rook. I remember throwing a rook at him and it just hit him on the head, and that was hilarious. And him like throwing what are the little ones called, the pawns? He was like throwing pawns at me, and like we just trashed this whole little like what's it called? Life-size chessboard. We literally just like trashed it all. We broke out of the room one night because we had dorms and we had to be in our room by like 8 or something, and we went to this is gonna sound so sad. So we went to this school disco, right? And at this school disco, let me try and remember the tunes that were playing. This is how old I am. The Macarena, Barbie Girl. What's that song that goes, hey, hey, baby, duh, 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 duh. You know what I'm on about? If you be my girl. Do you know the one? I don't know the name of that tune. That one. Mambo number 5. Shaggy, It Wasn't Me. Oh, why do I remember this like it was yesterday? Yeah. All tunes like that. But anyways, this is still to do with Llangwannog. So this was like one of the things that they did in the night to try and get all the kids to chill out, was like get them to run around, use all their energy, and then you chill out. But we had seen arcade machines, right? But we had never used an arcade machine. So me and my friend was like, I think we had like £4 together. And I think this arcade machine was like 20p a go or something. And I said to myself, we got to play that arcade machine. So we ends up pretending to be asleep, sneaking out of the door, coming out of the dorm, going to where the life-size chessboard is, throwing them at each other. Surprisingly, we didn't wake anyone up. Making our way over to where like the kitchen area was. And where the kitchen area was, they had like a dining area. And in the dining area, there was like 2 arcade machines. One of them was a racing game. I can't remember what that racing game was because we never played it. The other one though, the other arcade machine was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade machine. I remember this fondly. Big up Sanchez, because we tried to get him to come, but he didn't want to come. But anyways, it was just me and Jamal, and Jamal I think was Raphael, and I think I was Donatello. And we played the hell out of that game for about 2 hours, and then we got caught because it made so much noise, and teachers come out and then made us go back over to our dorms. But that was like the first time I played an arcade machine, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The fact that there was like 2 of us using like one whole command board, and like the memories of that's something that will always stay with me. And big up Jamal as well. And you know what the good thing is as well about like moving away from an area and coming back? Like, I still speak to these people. Like, we may not speak every single day. Obviously, our lives have changed and whatnot. But, like, I'm still good with these people and I still speak to these people. So, like, that's a very fond memory that I have of being a kid. What other fond memories do I have? So, now we're going to skip to the future. And we're going to talk about the first the first games console that I bought brand new. So I'm not gonna class the PS3 because every PS3 that I bought was second hand. I never bought a brand new PS3. But the PS4, so I'm not gonna say the chain. If you are someone who's been subscribed to my channel for a very long time, you'll know the chain. But I used to work for, I wouldn't even say a popular hotel. They're trash. But I used to work for a hotel brand that's quite well known when I was living in Somerset, and I was trying to make a lot of things happen at once. Like I was very much doing my music. I was trying to hold my job down, doing a lot of hours doing that. I recently just got in a relationship as well with my partner. I'm still with right now as well. So a lot of things were happening. A lot of different variables were happening at that time. Now I remember, I think it was just before I got with my partner. Yeah, because I had it before I got with my partner. I got my first paycheck from Travelodge, and I didn't know what to do because I had a lot of money. Like I had a lot of money, and I never thought like what I was going to do with this money. I just kept working every hour under the sun because at the time, I lived with my dad, and my dad's like having his own business. He never like pushed me into working or anything like that, but he always said like, if you want to be your own man, you got to earn your own money, this, that, and the other. And he kind of instilled that into me. And then when I started working, I wasn't doing a lot apart from like seeing my partner. I wasn't doing a lot, and she lived in like a different village that was like 8-9 miles away, so it took me quite a long time to go and get there. And you're probably thinking, oh, it's only 9 miles away. No, trust me, when you live in a rural village, and like this is before I started getting paid, and you got no money, right? It was either ride a push bike for 2 hours or walk for 3.5 hours to get there. Sorry. And then I got the riding down to about an hour and a half. But anyways, within that time, I can't remember exactly how much my first paycheck was, but I think it was about 2.5 grand. I worked ridiculous 12-hour shifts, like stupid hours. And I was the new guy. I was young. They took advantage of me. Actually made me ill, which we will get onto in a moment. But anyways, within the first month, like I said, I earned about 2.5 grand. So obviously I'm living at home. I says to my dad, do you want anything? No, that's fine. This is your money. You earned it, you do what you want with it. You make the most out of it, sort of thing. And I really wanted the PS4. Like at the time, it was revolutionary because obviously I was still on PS3, PS Vita. That's what I was mainly gaming on. I used to play my PS3 and I used to play my PS Vita. No, sorry. I bought a PS Vita and I bought the PS4 at the same time. I bought the PS Vita for work and I bought the PS4 for when I'm at home. I was so busy with my job that I was not able to play the PS4. I literally had it completely boxed. I left it there for like a week, maybe a week and a half. And it was just depressing because every day I'd come home after doing a 12-hour shift. I used to finish, I think about 7 o'clock in the morning. By the time I get home, it was about 8. And I'd literally get in my room, look at my games console and just be like, I'll open that one day. I never had the incentive to want to open it. And then I started watching, like I've always watched YouTube since the start of YouTube. I'm one of the people that has been on the platform since the very start. So I started watching YouTube videos, like gaming YouTube videos, because I just found them therapeutic and relaxing. And plus it was annoying me because I didn't have the time like how I used to be able to put in like a good amount of hours into playing games. So I used to watch lots of people playing games that I enjoy playing just so I felt like I was seeing the story happen and I knew about what was going on. And I just kept seeing people unboxing. I think it was called Piano Black. The base PS4, the original PS4. And I had the Glacier White version, which at the time you weren't getting them everywhere. They weren't like being stocked and sold everywhere. And if they were being sold somewhere, as soon as they went out of stock, they went out of stock unless people requested them to come back in. And I kept seeing how many people were getting all these views and so many people were like really gravitating towards watching these videos. So I thought to myself, just like, you know what, maybe I should try and do that one day. And if you want to see the original like beta GMG news, go on my old YouTube channel, which is Watch My Skills, that I used to upload music onto, and there's a video on there where I open up my PS4, and the reason why the video is on there is because I hadn't made G&G News yet. I hadn't decided to take that step, and I opened it up, and it just gave me such a good feeling opening it up, because it was the first games console that I had paid. I spent a lot of money on it. I think it was like £369, I believe I paid. Which I know people were going to say, oh yeah, but I've spent more on mine or whatever else. But at the time, that was the first time I had spent that much money on like a games console. So to me, I was just like, right, I've actually really made an investment here. And that was kind of what started my channel, because then I started filming videos on my PS3. I think either just before that or just after that, of like how to solve the Infinity Killer, like how to find his note and some of like the different things in the games to work out like where he was, and you know, the different markings that he left in GTA. And that's kind of what sparked that for me, because it made me think, it was like, right, people actually really invest time into gamers and really want to see what gamers do. And like, there's a big community of gamers, you know, doesn't matter what sort of game you play. That was probably the thing that made me wake up and realize, like, oh wow, there's actually a lot of people who are interested in this. My social life, obviously, because of like the job that I was doing, was kind of going in the toilet, because all my friends lived, well, not all my friends, but most of my friends lived in Wales. I have obviously friends in England, but at the time I didn't really know too many people in the area that I was in. So all I was doing was, I think I was seeing like 3 or 4 people at the time. But no disrespect to them, that the only one of them who was alright was this girl called Nai. A lot of them didn't have any motivation or wanted to do anything. They just wanted to kind of be staying in the situation that they were in and not improve it. And I don't come from that mentality. Like, I've not had a lot in my life, but one thing that I've always been told is, like, you know, own up when you've done something wrong, and like learn from your mistakes. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes and you just continuously just doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're never going to get any progression, or you're never going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So then I was chilling around maybe 3 people, and YouTube, it felt like an escape. So let's fast forward a couple of months. I then end up leaving my dad's house, not for any reason. We didn't fall out, there was no issues, there was nothing like that. I got with my partner, and I just wanted my own space. I just wanted, how old was I? 19, I think, maybe 19, maybe 20. I just wanted my own space. I just wanted to, do my own thing. And I didn't move too far, to be fair. I literally moved 400 yards down the road into a shared house. Funny enough, with someone that I met when I was working for a recycling company in Somerset. Hang tight, Terry. Real one. I respect you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Everything you've done for me, thank you. But anyways, I move out. I move into the shared house. As soon as I get into the shared house, and I've got, I had a bit more freer time to myself, I started to then record YouTube videos. It took me about a day, nearly 2 days, to come up with my channel name and my intro. Go and watch the first video. My intro is terrible. Like, it's so delayed and off. It's terrible. I love it though, because it shows the progression. But oh man, that was so bad. But yeah, I literally just used to have, like, I lived in a shared house. I had one room. I had a room, and it was weird. I had a room, but like over in the corner of the room there was like a sink, so like you could, I don't know why. It was really messed up. So basically, I had a sink that was like designed for like a bathroom, right? And I didn't have a kitchen. There was a kitchen downstairs. So if you wanted to make any food, you had to go downstairs, make your food downstairs, bring your food back upstairs, eat your food in your room, sort of thing. So what I used to do was, like, I used to wash my dishes in my sink upstairs, and then I'd have to go downstairs, make food, bring the food back upstairs, and then I'd have to sit in my room and eat food. But then what I used to do was I used to do a 12-hour shift, finish work, come home, sleep for like 5 hours, game for like 2-3 hours. This is when I was like really into playing Destiny. This is when Destiny had first come out. I put a lot of time into playing into Destiny when it first came out. and GTA and other games like that. And that is kind of what sparked GMG News. The very first, I got asked this the other day in a question on Twitter, was what was the first game that I opened or unboxed on my channel. The first game that I opened or unboxed on my channel was a game called The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now, let me tell you a little something about that. I bought it, I put it in, I hated it, and I got rid of it in about 20 minutes. I didn't like the game. And funny enough, I actually really like The Witcher now. But back then, maybe it's because I had a younger man's mentality or something, or maybe my attention span just wasn't, grand enough to be able to accept The Witcher. I just did not like it. I played it for about 20 minutes. I hated the mechanics of the game. And that wasn't the sort of games I was playing at the time. I was playing FPSs. I was playing... what was I playing? FPSs and racing games, pretty much. That's what I was into. I actually used to really be into Rocket League as well, years ago, before it was even popular. That's why I found it funny when it became free, and then there was like the whole community of Twitch players and people playing it and whatever else that had, gravitated towards doing it. But that was a game that I bought purely because it was Game of the Year. Hang tight Nathan as well. And he sold that to me at like a cheap price because someone had brought in the Game of the Year edition. It recently been bought, but they just didn't. I don't know. I think they bought it and then they just didn't want it for some reason. Because I said, it goes, "Is all the items and everything there?" He's like, yeah, and like all the DLC was there. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that video, but I'm sure I had like a soundtrack as well for like the official soundtrack for Witcher Wild Hunt 3, some Pendium items and stuff like that. That was the very first game that I unboxed for the channel. The very first headset that I unboxed for the channel, that that was a Geotech headset. It was a mono headset that was absolutely awful. Like, I used it a couple of times, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Also, another thing I got asked as well, have I ever had any products break on camera? Yes, I have. If you go look at my videos, some of them I list as fails, some of them I don't list as fails, but I've had like a Geotech controller. I've had that literally just stop working for a PS3. I had, what else have I had not work? I've bought like power banks, like cheap power banks that haven't worked. So like, yeah, you see when I lose money on buying things in videos and stuff like that. Another question that I had someone ask me recently on Twitter was, why don't I like make my thumbnails glossy and like do clickbait? The reason why I don't do any of that is what I find with people who do clickbait, okay, you're setting people up to fail. Like, I'm not going to do a video, like title a video like, how to win at this game, or how to do, like, unless it's like the only way that someone can do that, then that's true. I don't see the point of doing really glossy thumbnails. Like, for example, I live a pretty normal life, okay? There'd be no point of me like putting fire behind me and all this stuff and being, I'm on top of a mountain, I got a big gun in my hand or whatever. Like, I don't need to do that. Like, I've lived a very, I wouldn't say average life, but I've experienced a lot in the 27 years that I've been alive to make me not want to do clickbait. And I don't take YouTube probably as seriously as what some people may think I take YouTube. I might upload videos every single day. I love doing this because this is my platform, so I'm able to talk to you guys. You're able to converse with me. The reason why I like my YouTube channel so much is because it's been built up around subscribers who enjoy the content that I put up, so that I know that we're of a similar mindset, or we have similar interests in a sense. I've never wanted to be something that I'm not. I've never wanted to be considered to be like, I wouldn't want to put an act on in a video like 24/7, like, oh, hi guys, I feel amazing all the time, because I'm human. There's only so many emotions that I can express. There's only so many times that you could pretend to be happy. So just be real. That's my point with it. Like, you don't need to do clickbait. It's taken me a lot longer to get to the point that I'm at now, and people have said to me, oh, if you clickbaited videos and you did this, yeah, I probably would have popped. But I didn't start YouTube for this purpose. I didn't even start YouTube to make money. I started YouTube just so that I had somewhere that I could express my views and my opinions. And I was like in a very low place when I started doing YouTube. Like, I wasn't seeing any of my friends. All I was doing was going to work constantly. That was my life. It was literally go to sleep, get up, get ready for work, go to work, finish work, game for a couple of hours, eat some food, chill out, maybe ring a couple of my family members, go to sleep, over and over, rinse and repeat, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. Like, that was my life. So I was just trying to basically make the most out of the time that I had, and hence why my YouTube channel came about. And you know what? I don't regret it. I really don't regret it, because I have met some amazing people because of this channel. Shout out to the Geek Lab UK, like, amazing people. That, like, they were amazing people when that shop was there. Shout out to Crackers. Tony stood the test of time. He's been there for I don't know how long now. Everyone I've met at all the different game stores that I've gone to, all the different people. I've even been recognized like 3 times now, and I'm not even like, oh, I've been recognized, but like, it's just nice, Shout out to Naps, shout out to Coins, shout out to Raps, shout out to Leech, all my friends, all my family, everyone who supported, fans. It just means so much to me that, like, someone like me can do this. I love how YouTube has made it accessible for anyone to make a YouTube channel and to be able to express their views. And it's nice to be able to create a community of people that enjoy what you enjoy, so you all have something you can talk about, something you can gravitate towards. And like, the one thing that I've always tried to do with my channel is I've just tried to be me. I've never tried to be more than what I am. Like, I've had points where obviously, like, you don't want to see a video where someone's depressed all the time, of course not. But I feel that I've built such a good rapport with my fan base and my friends and my co-workers and the people that are around me and the people that support me, that I don't have to constantly pretend like I'm happy 24/7 in order for people to view my videos. You know what I mean? I'm not depressed, my life isn't bad, but I'm just saying, like, we all go through things that sometimes in life you're not going to feel the best. But when you have a core fan base that really care about you, it's a beautiful thing. Like, for example, yeah, look at this. Do you ever think in my life that I thought someone would do this for me? Look at how, like, you don't understand. Like, that means so much to me, for someone to actually take time out of the day. Because so back into my life experiences. When I was in college, I did art. I love art. I absolutely love art. And I did music as well when I was also in college, at a different college. And I never thought in my life that someone would actually take the time out to make me, The Legend of Zelda Master Sword, with my name on it. That blew my mind away. Shout out to all of my Twitter followers. And I've met a big load of different people, from like not physically met, follow or whatever, but like, I've been able to interact, should I say, with a big plethora of different people. Like, one of the most genuine people that I've met, like, I've spoken to, should I say, or interacted with, is Richie. Hang tight, Richie Owen. Hang tight, Richie Owen. We get on because of his love of music and my love of grind music as well. But what I mean is, the internet has been able to help me access so many people. Like, I speak to people from Samoa. I speak to people from the Philippines. I speak to people in Dallas. I speak to people in the Isle of Man. I speak to people in Ireland. I speak to so many different people because of this app. And because of the fact that I've been able to converse on there and talk with so many different people from all around the world. And it's helped me grow my fan base. It's helped me grow as a person. It's helped me become a better person. The other thing I like as well, I had someone ask me recently, I got this question this morning, what's the 3 best things about YouTube? For me, I'll tell you the 3 best things about my YouTube channel, like, what I get out of it, right? 1, helping people. For example, I've got a lot of different videos on my channel. I've got like nearly 7k videos. I do like how-to videos. So for example, like, I'm a big nerd, as you know. I'm also a big geek. Not as much anymore, but I do like Pokemon. And I did a video which was like how to obtain Fly in Pokemon, Gold and Silver. the amount of people that have just messaged me saying, "Oh, I didn't know how to do this. Thank you so much. You saved me so much time. I've been looking everywhere on the internet. This is a really informative review." You know, that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me, because when someone takes the time out to actually appreciate the fact that you've put in effort to help someone, and they give you praise for it, yeah, that means a lot to me, and I respect people when they do that. So that means the world to me. So number one is interaction, and the feeling of knowing that you've helped someone. That means the world to me. Two is a platform that gives me a voice. The fact that I can use this platform, whether I'm having a good day, whether I'm having a bad day, I can express to you what's going on with me, and I can put that out there for you guys, and you take it how you want to take it. And the fact that it's given me the ability to talk to people all around the world, it gives me a lot more self-confidence. And the last thing is pride. My channel, like Hang Tight Leech should be for making the JMG News, the redesign of like the logo, right? But all the videos, all the editing, all the time that I put in to make videos, research, all comes down to me. And that gives me an overwhelming sense of pride to know that I am one person, I am one entity, I am one vessel, I am one singular person in this infinite universe. But I've been able to amass like 500,000 views on my YouTube channel. Yes, I know people are going to say, "Oh, but that's not that big." Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not for everyone else. But for me, it is. Okay? The fact that I've actually been able to like continue doing YouTube over all these years, all the highs, all the lows, and I've still remained. And you guys have stuck with me. Do you know how much that means to me? That means the world to me. And I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to each and every single one of you. Now, I'm probably going to forget some names right now, and if I do, leave it in the comment section down below. Bear, Sam White, Jeff, Lewis, Raps, Leech, Coins, Naps, Garrett, The Geek Lab UK, Crackers, Tony, Linda, Steve. It's just too many names. It's too many names of too many people that have just made me feel like there's a reason for me to be here. You guys give me a reason to carry on every single day.